Good evening. Welcome to the Daily Mirror News Roundup. You're with me, Tamara Pereira. Let's take a look at the headlines. Circular ready to allow checking school bags to prevent drugs brought to schools. No 6-month validity period for birth, marriage, death certificates. No enrollment of students in intermediate classes up to O-level upon scholarship exam marks. Sri Lanka donates tea to Pakistan flood victims. No pay leave up to 5 years for government officers. Sri Lanka explores $6 billion fuel credit line from Saudi Arabia. Now, diving into these stories in detail. Education Minister Susil Premajayantha stated that a circular will be issued by next week to check the bags of school children in the morning to prevent drugs being brought into school. In Parliament, he stated that previously all schools adopted the practices of checking school bags in the morning with the support of School Development Committee, parents, all boys and girls and school prefects. However, the practice was discontinued for unknown reasons. It was reported that certain discussions had taken place over drugs entering school through school children. The Registrar General's Department advised the Education Ministry, Foreign Ministry, Immigration and Immigration Department and the Department of Registration of Persons to accept the validity period of birth, marriage and death certificates which were issued by the Registrar General's Department without any restrictions. The Registrar General, PSP Abewardena, stated in a notice that the 6-month validity period for birth, marriage and death certificates will no longer be accepted. The Education Ministry made a decision not to enroll students in intermediate classes up to the ordinary level in any school that starts on the basis of scholarship examination marks. He stated that the decision would be a significant and positive step towards the country's educational pattern. Further, the minister pointed out that serious injustice caused to students who get higher marks are denied their eligibility by not having such system. Sri Lanka donated a consignment of Ceylon tea to the flood victims in Pakistan following a devastating flash floods in the recent weeks. Foreign Affairs Minister Ali Sabri handed over the consignment to the Pakistan High Commissioner Umar Farooq Burki on September 5, 2022 at the Ministry of extended the country's sympathies to the families of victims, those injured and affected by the floods. Minister Sabri also conveyed the support and solidarity of the government and people of Sri Lanka with Pakistan. The Cabinet of Ministers has granted approval to provide no pay leave for pension-owning government officials up to a maximum of 5 years based on recommendation by a committee of senior officers. The committee was appointed in June to make recommendations regarding the provision of local leave for pension-owning government officers without causing any prejudice to seniority. Accordingly, the Cabinet of Ministers this week approved committee's recommendation presented by Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena in his capacity as Minister of Public Administration, Inland Affairs, Provincial Councils and Local Governments. Environment Minister Nazir Ahmad, in his capacity of the President's envoy to Saudi Arabia, has initiated discussions with the Saudi government last week seeking for a 5-year credit line of $6 billion for the supply of fuel on government-to-government basis as long-term solution to Sri Lanka's current economic crisis. Minister Nasir Ahmad, as a special envoy, also proposed Saudi investments in Sri Lanka for manufacturing agricultural fertilizer, constructing petroleum storage facilities, establishing fuel supply stations, modernizing and expanding the refinery opportunities in mining minerals, and promoting renewable energy. For further details on these stories, visit our website www.dailymirror.lk. You're with me, Tamara Pereira. This was the Daily Mirror News Roundup.